few weeks in the future, but nevertheless, here is part 2 to how to build an O-scale steam engine. With the successful test fire of my metal boiler complete, I found it fit to try it out with a real steam engine. Over to the left of your screen, you can see a decently sized steam engine. This is what will power the finished O-scale steam engine that runs on actual steam. This test fire did not go exactly as planned, as you'll see in a moment. I talked about my metal boiler exploding in a video or two ago. Yeah, this one exploded too. So it seems like for the metal boiler, a tin can isn't going to cut it. We're going to need to find something else that's better suited for the task. So I'm thinking about getting like a copper tube and then sealing both ends and drilling a hole and putting some copper or welding some copper to it. Not with JB Weld, with real welding materials. This was kind of more of a makeshift design, as you can see by the hose clamps, but it still almost worked. The boiler did get up to a decent pressure before it exploded, and there were only a few minor leaks prior to the explosion. I'll just let you see the test fire, just in case you're not only here to laugh at my failures, but also to learn how to make a steam engine for yourself. All you really need, other than this failed boiler design, is a little steam engine and a little bit of tubing, as well as a few hose clamps if you want to get a good seal. That's what I used, and no leaks came from the steam engine itself. The boiler just exploded, as I've said many times. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do for that now. But anyway, I got some tubing that can withstand high pressures and high heat. Some fuel line, flexible fuel line. It seems to work really well. It doesn't bend a lot, so it's not as flexible as I would have hoped, but it can withstand the temperatures, and a good volume of steam can get through it. The next step would be, of course, to create your base for your steam engine and your boiler to go on your O-scale track. All I did was I took an old O-scale boxcar, and then I took off the bottom, basically. Older Lionel trains are held together with a screw and a few fasteners, so you won't be breaking anything by taking the bottom off of your boxcar, but it's a really easy and good way to make a base for your boiler and steam engine. The next part in making a base for my boiler was putting an aluminum sheet down over the base for the boxcar. This helped to regulate the heat that got out, or the heat being generated by the pretty large Esbit fuel tablet, which, by the way, is one of the best things to use to power your steam engine. And then over that, I took some old erector set parts, and I basically just used the screws in the kit to screw them down, and I bent them around in the shape of the boiler that I was building, and that's how I have the boiler casing. Now for the boiler itself, my design was to take a tin can, poke a little hole in it, empty it out, and then JB Weld a copper pipe to it. This worked really well for low pressures, but not for high pressures, because in high pressure situations, the JB Weld just doesn't cut it. Also, JB Weld apparently dissolves into water, which is not good, since a boiler will be boiling water to create steam. I'll have to get back with another boiler design, but for now, in another video, I'll also further detail how to build the steam engine itself. This is just kind of like me keeping track of my experiences, and then eventually I'll make one video that shows you completely how to make an O-scale steam engine.